Yesterday we looked at the proof of 1 plus 1 equal to 2, or we also looked at the Western mathematics and Indian ancient wisdom Ganit, and there have been a number of reactions from our viewers. The reactions run something like this: how does it matter whether I conceptually know or prove that 1 plus 1 is 2 or not? How does it matter if the concepts are not clear at basic level? Still I have done higher level mathematics. Or how can Pythagorean theorem could be wrong? If it was wrong, so many people would have pointed out, and so on and so forth. So we will be replying to all those questions and queries in a couple of days. As yet the questions are coming in, so all of the questions would be answered in one of the episodes. Today is said to be the World Mathematics Day. So today we will be taking up a very important application of mathematics in ancient wisdom, and that is prediction of monsoon. Monsoon, as we know, is a season which is restricted only to the tropical countries. Tropical countries are 30 degrees to each side of the equator, and the rest of the world does not have rainy season as a separate season. It has cold season, it has autumn season, it has summer season, but it does not have a separate monsoon. For example, in England it rains at any day, at any time, whereas that is not the case in the tropics. A separate season of about 4 months is dedicated to rains, and this monsoon is very important for the fertility and the life in the tropics. It is due to the monsoon that our agriculture primarily survives and prospers. So prediction of monsoon: how much rain would it be there, how the rain would be, when the rain would start, when the rain would stop, what are the precautions to be taken, all those become extremely important, especially in tropics or in country like India. So major resources of mathematics are diverted towards this, at least in the ancient times, and this was all done in very scientific manner, and the results are astonishingly accurate. Every month I have seen people making fun of the meteorological department. If the meteorological department has said it is going to rain, it is definitely going to be a dry day. Very heavy rain forecast, very dry day, and so on and so forth. And on the other side, the meteorological department defends themselves, saying that the monsoon is a very unreliable season. The weather can change in minutes, if not hours, and suddenly rains will come. There could be heavy winds, due to which rains may go away and fall in another place, or there could be some winds which bring sudden rain. So the prediction is very difficult. I agree, prediction is very difficult, but our Rishi Munis have given us the way to do the predictions. Not only that, they have observed the monsoons over a long period and kept notes for us to follow. Interestingly, we do not follow what they have given, and then we say what we see is all erratic. It is not so erratic. In the first place, we are using a calendar which is meant for the upper regions above 30 degrees latitude. We are using the Gregorian calendar made in Rome and Europe, whereas what we should be using is our own lunisolar calendar for monsoons, because the tropical calendar is meant for seasons other than monsoon, whereas the monsoon being the most important, the Indian calendar system is very well fitted to the monsoon. In fact, I think it was Birbal who was asked about the nakshatras, and he had said that if the nakshatras go dry or the monsoon is not there, rest of the nakshatra have no meaning. So in the same way, the life in the tropics depends on the monsoon. Now, how this monsoon is observed, how this monsoon is predicted, number of methods are given in many books. Some of them are Bruhat Samhita and Prashna Marga. Here I will credit Dr. C.K. Raju, who has done a lot of work in this area, especially connected with mathematics. Today we will be seeing a specific method of prediction of monsoon, which is called prediction from Garbhottam. Garbhottam means pregnant. How to look at clouds, how to predict monsoon in a very scientific way, it is given in this method. And this method takes up a empirical observational route to prediction. How it is done, we will see. And this prediction is valid for Panchakroshi. Panchakroshi means the place where the observer is and 5 villages around it. So it is very important because it is a very limited kind of prediction, and it is not how much average rains are going to happen, but how the rains will happen, when the rains will happen, what will be the quantity in that particular area, how the water will go away or recede. These are the more important characteristics, and that is why these predictions are done for smaller geographical regions rather than for a larger territory. And how this is done is that expert has a house or expert parks himself in that area where the prediction is to be made. And when does he do so? He does it when the sun is in the Purvashada Nakshatra, which in today's language would be sometime around December to January. And what does he observe? He starts observing tides. Tides. You may be confused here because every village may not have a sea. Then how does he see the tides? I am not talking about the tides in the sea. I am talking about tides in the air. Yes, even if you have never heard of this before, there are tides in the air, and those also happen because of the attraction, partly because of the attraction of the sun and the moon, as the tides happen in the sea. And interestingly, the tides in the air are much larger in magnitude because air itself is much less dense than water. But there is a big but here. We cannot see the air. So how do we see these tides? This is where the empiricism comes in, and this is where the observational strength comes in. We cannot see the wind or the tides, but we can see their effects in the atmosphere, and these effects we see at 3 levels. First one is around you, second one is in the air, and third one is in the sky. The first one is called as terrestrial observations, and which are like animals moving around, the way animals move around in a relaxed fashion or in a hasty fashion, the chirping of the birds, the sprouting of the trees or sprouting of seeds in variety of ways. These are all terrestrial observations. Second observation is atmospheric observation, what is happening around you in the air, and it is like silver clouds with halos, or the halos of the moon at night, or the shapes of the clouds, or the rainbows, even the height of rainbows. There is something called as low rainbow, mid rainbow, high rainbow. Depending on this, the observation is made. And the third one is the celestial observation or the sky observation of the sky, where we observe what are the meteors coming down, meteor showers, eclipses, spots in the sun, planetary wars, one planet going beyond or going ahead of another, and Jupiter and Saturn in variety of signs. These are the three major observations which are done, and interestingly how it is done and how it is noted down is that the observations start in the month of Pausha, when sun goes into the nakshatra of Purvashada in the waxing moon period. On a particular day, there is a method to calculate that particular day when the observations will start, and then on each day observations are noted in these three areas: around yourself, in the air, and in the sky. And these are noted down, and every observation done on that day is applicable to what happens or how the rain will be on 195th day from that day, because in 180 days earth moves 180 degrees and there is a little bit tolerance added to it. So 195th day the earlier position will fructify or become Garbhottam and will deliver. So the Garbhottam has got a pregnancy period of 195 days. On 195th day, whatever you have observed will come correct, and you will observe it whether it has come correct or not, and as per that you will adjust your readings or adjust your observations. And for how long will you do it? You will do it in variety of cycles. The cycles are now which have been defined are 3-year cycles, 5-year cycles, 7-year cycles, 12-year cycles, 18-year cycles, and 60-year cycles. And all these cycles are superimposed on each other, and then they are fine tuned by these daily observations of 195 days. Having known this, isn't it interesting that the people knew what I observed today comes correct on the 195th day, because earth is moving in that speed. Interesting, think about it. So this is the way the Garbhottam method works, and it is right time now, at least now, for us to adopt this method and carry it forward, research on it, fine tune it, and use our ancient wisdom for what our ancestor wanted us to do, is for our prosperity and gaining wisdom and growing in a sustainable manner. That is where the ancient wisdom comes into its force, and that is what we are supposed to do. Think over it. Please give us a call regarding your questions or queries. Please comment on the video and let us know what your thinking on the topic is. Namaskar.